Good evening to everyone. It's May the 9th, and what I'd like to do a little bit this evening is to speak a little bit about one of the miracles that was a well-known miracle of Don Bosco where he entrusted the young person involved to have great faith in Mary under her title Help of Christians. This miracle occurred about 5 p.m. on May the 16th, the evening of Pentecost, and it happened in the Church of Mary Help of Christians, which Don Bosco, as I said, had not only begun building, but had completed building. And the name of the young person who was in need was Maria Stadero. It was a blind girl of about 10 or 12. She was led in by her aunt into the church where dozens of boys were standing about, or they were kneeling in prayer as they waited for Don Bosco to arrive for confessions. Father Francis Dalmazzo, one of the first Salesians, spoke to the woman. In his testimony, he later recalled, "I was grieved to see that the young girl's eyes had no corneas and resembled white marbles. When Don Bosco arrived, he questioned the girl about her condition. She had not been born blind, but as a result of eye disease, her sight had been completely lost 2 years earlier. When he asked about the medical treatment, the aunt began to sob, and they had tried everything, but doctors could only say the eyes were beyond hope. There was nothing they could do. There was nothing that medical science could do at the time. Don Bosco asked her, "Can you tell whether things are big or small?" The young girl said, "I can't see a thing." He led her to a window. Could she perceive light? "Not at all." "Would you like to see?" "Oh, yes, it's the only thing I want." And she began to sob about how miserable she was. Don Bosco asked her, "Will you use your eyes for the good of your soul and not to offend God?" "I promise with all my heart," the girl replied. "Good. You will regain your sight." This is said from Don Bosco, whose own eyes were in need of help, he assured her. With a few sentences, he encouraged the visitors to have faith in the intercession of Mary. With them, he recited a Hail Mary and a prayer to the Mother of Christ. He blessed the girl, and after that, he held a medal of Mary in his hands, the medal of Mary, Help of Christians, and he asked, "For the glory of God and of the Blessed Virgin Mary, tell me what I'm holding in my hand." Oh, the older people who were present said, "She can't," but Don Bosco paid no heed, while the girl, after a few seconds, shouted, "I see." Immediately she described the detailing on the medal, and when she stretched out her hand to receive it, it rolled into a darkened corner. The aunt moved as to retrieve it, but Don Bosco motioned her back. "Let her pick it up to see if the Blessed Virgin has thoroughly restored her sight," he said. Unerringly, the girl went into the shadows, picked up the tiny object. As the many witnesses looked on, awed and profoundly moved, Maria, beside herself with joy, bolted for home, while her aunt thanked Don Bosco profusely, with sobs now of joy. This young girl who had just been cured had even forgotten to thank the one whose prayer obtained her the cure. But she soon returned afterward to make her small donation to his work and to offer thanks. 46 years later, in 1916, when some Salesians checked on her, she still had perfect vision. As we think about the trust that Don Bosco had in Mary, Help of Christians, under her title Help of Christians, the total trust he had in her, we think that it wasn't just faith and trust in her, it was faith and trust in her divine Son, Jesus. So we are called as a people dedicated to Mary under her title Help of Christians to trust her also. It's one of the reasons why even in the canon, it doesn't really say the words, and probably not the most liturgically proper, but I continue to say Mary, the Mother of God, the help of Christians. Because for us, I feel compelled that as Salesians, we need to continually call on our people to put our trust in her, especially under that title, as Don Bosco did, and miracles abounded because through him and through his prayers in her and for her intercession, in her intercession. We remember, don't forget to pray. Mary, Help of Christians, pray for me. Mary, Help of Christians, pray for us. Put your trust in Mary under her title and develop a strong devotion to her and through her to her Son. Mary, help of Christians, pray for me. Mary, help of Christians, pray for us. God bless you all and have a wonderful evening.